Hey, good people. This is Struggling with Diabetes, and we're standing tall. Welcome to another episode of Checkups and Followups. So, I'm just leaving my endocrinologist. Those of you who don't know or may not know, an endocrinologist is a specialist of the endocrine system, and that falls up under things like thyroid, diabetes, whatnot. I have another vid category, a vid playlist called What's Up Doc. You get more information there. I usually advise those, I send them over there to get that information. Over here, we're doing something different. But anyway, so I'm just leaving his office, and of course, it's always nerve-wracking, or you're kind of nervous when you're going to your doctors, especially having a challenge or a chronic challenge such as type 2 diabetes, because you want to be compliant, in all that you do. You want to be compliant in your medications. You want to be compliant in your nutrition. You want to be compliant in your diet, your exercise, all of that. You want to be sure you're doing the things that that keeps you healthy. And so I've been really striving to, push that bar to a whole nother height, So, and those of you who have been with me these last few weeks, you should be able to attest, especially those of you who have downloaded my 48 Days Still Standing program. If you haven't, go to the website, strugglingwithdiabetes.com, and get your program. Print it out, get your book, and let's do this together. We're bringing our numbers down in 48 days. Okay. I don't know what day this is for me, but I'll tell you this. My A1C is 6.6. 6.6. My prior, according to my endocrinologist, my prior level was 7.2. So it's my understanding that I don't want it to go lower than 6.0. I want to get it at 6 and stay there. That's healthy for a diabetic, type 2 diabetic. You don't want it to go too low, because if it's below 6, you'll shake, you'll have other issues. So I'm right now at 6.6. I'm striving to get to 6.2, because that's what's currently read on my meter, my Libre, 14-day Libre. It's reading the last 30 days. It maps me at 6.2, but that's just the last 30 days. Usually you want to do something like a 90-day stretch, a 90-day period, to get a more accurate number, and especially if your hemoglobin, wow, what's going on up here? Especially if your hemoglobin is in the right place, because when you're anemic, it's all, we're dealing with blood, so it will have an effect on the reading, of your A1C. So anyway, I'm glad I got that. He was happy. He was pleased, should I say. Also pleased with my weight. I'm at 253. 253. Yes. Fist bump. That's what's up, I think the last time we've discussed, my weight, it was like at 258, 257, something like that. Something in that neighborhood, But we're at 253, My goal, my goal is 235, 240. I want to get to a good 235, 240. And then once I get there, I'll take the foot off the accelerator and I'll just coast for a minute just to see how my body is functioning or how my body is reacting to that number, because I haven't been a 240 or definitely a 230, 235 since maybe 30 years ago, probably more than that. Yeah, it was way more, because at 30 years ago, I was almost 300 pounds. Believe that or not. Yeah, so I'm talking 40 years. So maybe 40 years ago, 40 to 45, almost out of high school. I graduated in 1980, so you guys do the math. So, and coming out of high school, I was something like 218, probably 215, 220, between 215 and 220, is what I was, but I was tall, 6'3", I think I was a little bit taller then. I think I shrunk. I think gravity got a hold of me some kind of way. You know what I mean? I don't know. But anyway, so now I'm 253 at 6'3". So we're doing it. My cholesterol did go up, but I have to attribute that also to some of the anti-rejection medications that I'm on. It's not all the time the food that you're eating, fatty diet. I don't eat a fatty diet now. I really don't. I think most of the fat that's in my diet comes from dressing, like salad dressing. That's not a good idea, but that's my only real indulgence, and probably a Hostess cupcake. Did I say Hostess cupcake? No, I didn't say it. Hostess cupcake. I didn't say it. I'm thinking it, but I didn't say it. Listen, don't even try to front, you guys. Some of you out there, you be. You have an appetite for sweet potato pie, or even apple pie. Oh, this would get a lot of you, especially you females. Ice cream. That's right. See, I made some of you shake right then. Ice cream. Ice cream used to be a favorite of mine. It's not so much now. I mean, I like it. I love it. I mean, who doesn't like ice cream? And I'm not talking about all of the fancy and the sophisticated flavors and I'm talking about regular, old-fashioned vanilla ice cream. Oh, I can remember my grandmother when I was a little kid. My grandmother, she would make ice cream. She had the big wooden, what was it, a tub? It wasn't a tub. It was a barrel, and she get some ice, some salt, some ice, and some cream, and whatever it took. I don't even remember, but I know, what I do know is that it was good. It was good. And for some reason, it always gave us diarrhea. I think because we ate a whole lot of it, but it was good. And so, as kids, you grow up loving, I don't know one kid that doesn't love ice cream. We love ice cream. So, and this guy beside me, I'm sorry, I'm talking to myself. This guy, when you're on the freeway, sometimes you have to put on a therapist cap or a psychologist or psychiatrist cap, because the way you have to fight traffic, people are, anyway, I'm not trying to go into a tangent, excuse me. So, I love me some ice cream. And speaking of ice cream, you know what I may do today? Since I got a good report. Listen, some of you do this. When you get a good report from your doctor, go ahead and indulge. Treat yourself to whatever it is you like, that you restrict yourself from partaking in, I don't typically eat ice cream. Not now. It's been a long time. Like for maybe, when was the last time I had ice cream, really? Trying to think, was it at a birthday? I haven't been to a birthday celebration in a while. Maybe it was, yeah, I guess so. My niece, we celebrated her, so, and she had she had an ice cream cake, is what it was. So that was the last time, and that was in, May or June, one of the two. I forget when her birthday. I think it's at the end of May. I think it was in June. Yeah. Why did I come down this way? I came the wrong way because I'm talking to you. See, you guys get me off track, but it's okay. So anyway, yeah, I'm going to get me some ice cream. Some vanilla ice cream. And we'll see what happens. My sugar is okay. My diabetes it's under control. I'm not out of control. Make sure you guys are checking your sugar regularly. You want to be in control. This is what I got today. Let me see if I can get this out. I haven't even looked at it. These are my labs. If you don't, I know a lot of people they may not be like me in terms of meticulous when it comes to your lab results and things like that. Putting them in folders and documenting them, like putting them together and then looking over them to see the trend, or knowing the trend, you got the maybe trajectory of where it's going. So I do all of that. I didn't do all of that, but it has helped me tremendously. So anyway, so I'm looking into this new little deal here. I don't know if you can see it. Right now I'm using the Omnipod, Dexcom. That's Omnipod 5. And so, yeah, iLet. This is what this is. I'm going to check it out. So, and I'll tell you more about it later. I just got it. So, meaning I just got the information about it. So I'm going to look at it and see what's good, and see if it's a good fit for me. And so, like I said, with all of this, I'm excited. Simply because of the report that I got from my endocrinologist. These are the types of reports you want. The results you want when you go to your endocrinologist and they tell you, what? Everything is under control. You're doing good. Yeah, we may have other issues. We may have, like me, I have my creatinine is high. You look that up, or go check out my video, What's Up, Doc? I talk about creatinine. I talk about GFR, global filtration ratio. what that means, your bun, all of that stuff. That deals with your kidney. Now, how does your kidney come into play with your pancreas or, being a type 2 diabetic? It has a lot to do with everything. Here's another shameless plug. Go check out my backstories, story times, and backstories. Go check that out. And you'll see how I know so much now about the kidney and how it's related to type 2 diabetes, and my eyesight, how it's related to type 2 diabetes. All of that is essential. So anyway, so that's basically what happened today or this morning at that appointment. He said that my numbers were good, and now I am having. That's why he gave me this brochure to check out this particular pump because it's less monotonous. It's less wires all over the place, not literally, but figuratively. It's like a plug and go kind of situation. So I'm liking that, and again, I'm going to look into it, and hopefully we can get started with that soon, and we'll see what happens. So I'm good there. I'm good, again, with, keeping my sugar under control, because controlled sugar means less complications, or I won't say less complications. It lowers the risk for complications. You know what I mean? So, and speaking of pumps, I'm going in here to pick up my remaining. I had to pick up some pumps earlier, and meaning earlier this week, but they didn't have the full supply available. It was on back order, so they just came in. So I'm going to pick that up, so I can be on top of things. Be on top of your situations, people. I mean, that's for real. I know we go through a lot. We get discouraged trying to, make sure we got all bases covered, and it could be overwhelming. Not sometime, most of the time. If you don't have a support team, a support system, build you one. And if it's just you, well, you know what? Find places within yourself where you can even encourage yourself. Sometimes I have to do that. My wife, she's a lot of times she's out of town. She does a lot. She's whenever I don't want to go into her. I want to keep her anonymity. So she does a lot. And so a lot of times when I'm going through certain episodes or whatever, it's difficult for her to be there. She's out of town, out of state, and all of that stuff. But for the most part, I get 100% support from my wife, my children, my family, siblings, and all of that, but no one goes through it like you go through it yourself, dealing with this stuff yourself, and if right now the only challenge you have is type 2 diabetes, I don't want to say embrace it, but I want to say look at it differently, because remember, with type 2 comes a handshake with a whole bunch of other stuff, and so the more you take care of your type 2, the less likely you have to take care of a whole bunch of other stuff. So again, thank you for joining me in this follow-ups and checkups, or checkups and follow-ups. And I just want to be here for people who need me, need my experience. I didn't say expertise, but I'm an expert at my experience. No one can beat me, do my experience, except me, and so I'm thrilled to know that my A1C is 6.6 and coming down from 7.2. I'm thrilled to know that my weight right now is 253, coming down from 258, 257. And prior to that, when I first started let me say this and I'm gonna be done, I promise. When I first started my 48-day still standing program, guess what? I was at 287, 288, something like that. 280 plus pounds, maybe 283. I forget. And we're talking less than 90 days. No, it was more than 90 days. Let me see. April, May, June, July, August. So it was 4 months. 4 months. So if I can do it, it can be done. And I'm trying to get down more. So, I'm just leaving the endocrinologist, and we're in the month of the beginning of September. Okay, so we have this to reference, we have this to receipt on, and we'll go back and look at it again later on. Okay. All right, you guys, I hope you have a great, fantastic rest of your day. You guys get some water, drink some water, make sure you stay hydrated, get some exercise, whatever it is, move your body. Movement is medicine, okay? You guys take care. I'm struggling with diabetes and I am standing tall. Take care. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.